Behold.
No. No. Don't behold. It's not for... Maybe later. Star Citizen over there. Why have you sent me money already? Bored, would you be open to doing an event with a non-profit charity with fleet launch? We can connect on Discord. Supports military and veterans. Discord.gg MVG charity. I can send you a message. I don't know. I'm happy to research and find out more info finalized. But I don't know. Maybe? I need to find out about the charity. I need to find out. See, I avoid lots of stuff like that. Maybe. I'm happy to do some research into it. I would prefer not to go through Discord. Send me links. Maybe. Send me stuff. Send me that things. I'll have a look. I've just upgraded all my security to hardware keys. I'll talk about it in a minute. Talk about it in a minute. I'm not even streaming yet. Well, I am, but I'm not. But I am, but I'm not. Your mic's live. What? I know my mic's live. Right. What do I want to get up? That's not a euphemism. Skylark, tell me what your experience with Shadow is like. Lots of people seem to have a pretty good time, but I only really hear the... Yeah, just tell me what you think. I only hear it when people are having a good time, really, they contact me. And I want to know more about people's experiences all over the world. There's a couple of people I know that had connectivity issues. Shadow, but seems to be a pretty good experience overall. Thanks, Skylark, much appreciated, mate. Right, I'll just, shall I just click on this? Should I just have my fucking face here? My lighting is terrible. I will sort this lighting out one day. Probably. I've got lights and stuff around. The light is directly onto my shiny head. I just want to illuminate the main part of me, which is my head. I need to shave my hair. But I'm waiting for a new shavy razor come along for shaving my head. I've got my second hardware key. So upgrading on my security, like my Google account and emails and stuff, to use hardware keys, because I don't know if people were aware, but I suspect a lot of people are aware. There's the wannabe friends thing going on where there's some lots and lots of botting going on in the YouTube sort of like scene at the moment, and some people were worried they were getting hacked and stuff because they were interacting with this bot, and it could be coincidence, it could be auth apps or something causing hacks, or a backdoor into accounts causing these accounts to then become compromised and post comments on some other people's videos and things. So I'm just upgrading my security as a matter of course, especially now that I'm taking on an employee as well. It just makes sense to do that because I want to be as secure as possible. I hope that's okay volume wise. Oh, Smashly, I love your fucking face. I hope you're doing okay. You are one of... I was thinking the other day, someone sent me a message about spotting the women of Star Citizen in the community, and the fact that they're underrepresented, not in the community as such, well, they are, because typically there's more male gamers playing Star Citizen than there are female, just statistically. But it's, as content creators, they're underrepresented in the support that CIG give them. Something that I've shied away from typically anyway, although some people could probably argue I'm the most supported content creator, even though I'm probably not. Seeing I avoided lots of that stuff, although I am going to be accepting ships from CIG, I've decided, because I want the ships, and then I want to give them away for community gains. You know, hashtag community gains. I'm a shill, fuck it, who cares? But I was thinking of good female content creators for Star Citizen, and you know you're more of a multi-streamer, but you probably are my favourite. You're my favourite, Smashly. You're my favourite. Although Zin, my editor, will probably be my favourite at some point, because she'll be creating content. I know, right? I just hashtag blush. How likely do you think it is that we'll see the Mystical Alliance series being free to fly during the Invictus launch week? So I would expect. Well, let's bring this up on screen to start with. Comrade Cuddles, thank you very much for subscribing to Twitch Prime. I'll come to a lot of stuff in a second. So let's bring this up on the screen. We've got Invictus Launch Week. We've got a free fly event and a big sale in the style of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, starting this Friday, the 22nd of May, and going on until the 1st of June. So that is going to be a free flight every day there. There's going to be different ships available to rent, I believe, in the halls. The halls will be taken over by different manufacturers every day or so. And you'll be able to go there, you'll be able to interact with those ships, you'll be able to rent them. That's the most likely thing. And I would expect most ships that are available to see in-game would be available to rent for free during that time, because it's going to be a huge event for new backers and new players. Yeah, so I would expect any flyable ship will be available at some point during that, or almost every flyable ship at some point during that, was it 10 days? It's a week, but it's a week plus some, from the 22nd to the 1st. Yeah, so expect a load of ships. You'll also be able to see, for example, in some of the halls, or some of the areas of the halls, holo viewers showing off different ships that are different ways through production. You might also see things like the F8 Lightning, actually the model of it, because the F8 Lightning is pretty much finished. However, Zylo did confirm. No, that's the wrong post. That is also the wrong post. This is the right post. I put up a message, do people mind CIG selling, or should they sell the F8 Lightning? And Tyler replied with no. Not 100% confirming they're not going to sell it during Fleet Week, but the expectation now is that they won't sell it, which is a good one. I don't think they should sell it, but as I said, things change. I'm pretty indifferent about a lot of stuff. People say that I'm a giant white knight and a shill for COG. I'm setting a shill for my own channel. But white knight-wise, I'm just either enthusiastic or indifferent. So those are my two modes. Typically, I'm bored by something. So what else have we got? But yeah, so Invictus launch week. Expect a huge amount of ships to be on sale on the RSI website as well, in a similar way to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo from last year. So you'll have most ships on sale, I would expect. The Invictus launch week is focusing on military ships. So it might not be every ship, it might just be a lot of ships. It might be a good amount of ships. We haven't got confirmation of every ship being on sale. I just feel that it's likely. But at the very least, a big focus on a lot of ships. Potentially more than the military ones. One of the other things that we're going to see, and I'll chuck this on screen in a second. It looks like we're going to see... yeah? Yeah. Yeah? Let's put it like this. This is the Invictus launch week teaser. The first child in Star Citizen. They were trying to avoid children in the game, but apparently there's this one child. So this is the F8 Lightning, but it's the F8A, I suspect, because it's the military version, or this is an F8. But they're not going to be selling it, it doesn't look like. But you should be potentially seeing some of this fleet operable and doing displays like that, flying past things, doing silly things.
And when you finally
little trench runs.
We will stand beside you.
And potentially some places for us to watch it. But the idea is that it's it's a bit of a display parade, red arrows type thing going on. There's potentially going to be Idrises and Javelins and stuff as well by Genie Point, by Genie Point, stuff like that. So some cool stuff happening. Not 100% confirmed, but it was sort of found in the files by Star Citizen Leaks for the fleet part of Fleet Week, and we obviously saw the trailer, which implies the same. What did we have last? Oh, so yeah, last year, we had the Brevet Convention Centre for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. It was like 24th of November to the 5th of December. So it's in the same location, this sort of like event where you can go and rent these ships. And we had various things going on there. Let's bring up this stuff.
The majesty of the Anvil Pisces.
They did these Intergalactic Aerospace Expo little Top Gear sort of videos with Space Jeremy Clarkson. Maybe that looks a bit weird as a model. I guess it's a little tiny model.
I'm Jax McCleary, and this is Whitley's Guide.
So they sort of like, you'll just be wandering around the expo hall. If I can find something a little bit more interesting. Oh, I like to just Safety Boys videos. Let's see if my indexing system is correct. Do we have Safety Boy from 2018? So the previous Intergalactic Aerospace Expo was on Lawville.
Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen.
No.
I am Safety Boy coming at you from YouTube. No, I'm BoredGamer, and this is my stupid outfit. Oh my
god!
Around the expo hall, my face is glitchy. It is terrifying. Let's have a look around the expo. Boom.
So
the wings actually.
The expo halls had a load of ships in.
I think it's
you could rent those ships.
Which is.
There was new stuff there as well, but also stuff
common elements used
that was not available to rent or fly. So you had the F7A Super Hornet, for example.
Feature in Squadron 42 heavily.
But we also had the F8
So this is
also being shown off, and things like that. So it should be quite a cool little event. I'm quite excited for it, but then I'm excited for anything that's Star Citizen related, I suppose, because chill. Why not? Why the fuck not? Let's put the music back on. Cool. But so if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to chuck them at me. I do think that most ships will be on sale, and vehicles again, because it just makes sense. There will probably be a bit more of a focus on military stuff, like military packages for ships, and I would expect the Javelin and the Idris to probably both go on sale in limited numbers again, things like that. It just sort of makes sense. Not a confirmation, but an expectation. I will do Safety Boy again at some point. This is what's been bothering me. Why would someone get a Gladius over a 325A when it's cheaper? Has bigger guns and more missiles, bed and more health, same agility and storage space, other than just looks. I think the idea is the Gladius eventually may be a bit more durable armor-wise. Obviously, it's an older light fighter, and the 325A is a bit more luxury. It's a ship that wasn't originally built for combat, which has been modified for combat, sort of thing. The 300 series, it's the combat variant of that series. So the Gladius is supposed to be older, so bear that in mind. But also, some of these things aren't necessarily representative of their money value in game at the moment. So they will change in the dynamic economy in the future, and stuff that costs like $90 might be not as good as something that costs $80. See what I mean? But obviously, when it's in game, it's going to be in-game money, and it will change dynamically. What do we got? Oh! I'm bad at streaming. People send me money. Shite! Come close some of those brawlers tabs. Browser tab. No. Close some of the browser tabs and share the bandwidth. Looking forward to the Redeemer news the most. Okay, yes, so that's a good thing to talk about. So, was it Rice Maiden grabbing the pictures of the Redeemer? Didn't actually... Got some on my desktop. Let's just look at one. So... It appears that some of the ships, like the Redeemer and stuff, will be shown on the Holo Viewer. Like, they had to rework the Redeemer. Now, this is very similar to the original. And what I mean by that is it's changed. It's been updated heavily, but it's sort of like in line now with CIG's new processes and the Aegis dynamic stuff again. So the tail is the most noticeable change, but then the cells are a bit different as well. But it's very similar to the original style, so it doesn't like shit on the original work or anything. It's just evolved into something more gunshipy and in line with their new ship pipeline. So I really liked that. I thought that was really, really good looking. I hope they have a proper reconcept sale of it. That would be pretty cool. They will at some point. What is this? Thanks for being you, and then a weird pineapple thing. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Look at this. It's weird blue pineapple thing looking at itself in a mirror. But thank you, Lundfucky. Lundfucky. Thanks. Oh, is it like an avocado or a pear? Is it a pear? Thanks. Oh, that's $20 fucking as well. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Or was it Australian? It says $8. Is that Australian dollars? They're probably more valuable than the pound at the moment anyway. So, thank you so much, Shite. Thank you for so much, Lund. And anyone else that I missed in the short term. Zach Khan. Chances the Polaris will go on sale again. I would expect so. That's one of. So I'm expecting most ships to go on sale. At the very least, a huge range of the military ships and support ships. So supporting logistics. So I would expect pretty much every ship to go on sale, but at the very least, and anything that could be construed as military, and then anything that would support military endeavours, including like the Cutlass Red and things. But Polaris, very much a military ship. So I think there's a very high chance it will go on sale. If you'd like to ask a question in brackets will allow me to grab it out of the rest of the question. Oh my god. There's a lot of chat going on. So, assuming that they sell the Idris and Javelin, expect them to be in batches of like 250 or 50 at a time over multiple days, so that people will have more of a chance to get them at different time zones. Topic: Salty Mike's stream on combat was really insightful yesterday. Haven't watched it yet. I will watch it probably tomorrow. There's a lot of work they need to get done for combat, for ship combat and FPS combat for sure. There was the playtests of Theatres of War over the weekend, which I participated in, very much enjoyed. Ivacali tests are Ivacali tests for a reason. That's all I'll say for that. Hello, hello. What else have we got here? I did like the fact that Tyler did clear up a lot of that stuff with the F8 Lightning probably not being on sale. I wish CIG had come out sooner with something, because a load of people, since they, for a couple of weeks, have been like almost angry, I suppose, about the F8 Lightning potentially going on sale. So I wish they responded quicker sometimes. Or maybe they hadn't decided whether they were going to sell it or not. Do you think alien ships will go on sale, perhaps? I would, as I said, expect a lot of the ships to go on sale, and anything that's military orientated. So probably the Katual and the Santokiai, they are military ships, combat ships. Although, was there a... So Star Citizen Leaks did grab a load of the file names for stuff, and it suggested that the different halls were going to be RSI and Origin, Aegis Dynamics, Anvil Aerospace, Drake Defense Con, Support and Logistics, but there wasn't one for alien stuff. What does the Invictus... So... in the Invictus flyer as well, it shows what I suspect is going to be all the different manufacturers that are being shown, and there isn't one for Xi'an ships or Asperia. So, do I think they'll still potentially sell those alien ships on the website during the event? I would expect so, just because... Why wouldn't... What? Do they not like money? I know they like money. They're good at making money as well. Sorry, I keep on losing one of my windows. Oh, thank you very much. Luke Umbery. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. You star. I can only see it just says money. It just says money. It doesn't say there's a new message or anything. Sometimes I just like money as well. Appreciated. Any speculation on what ships are going to be going up in price? No, not really. I mean, some of the ships that are a little bit further along might go up in price. The Redeemer could go up in price. Banning Merchantman could go up in price a little bit. Some of the stuff they'll want to standardize a bit better as well. So that's some of the reasons that ships could go up in price. How much does the Javelin retail for in pounds? Not sure in pounds at the moment, but I think it was $2,500 when it was last on sale. And then with VAT in the UK, that's $3,000. It's expensive. Get it in game with a load of other people, you monster. I would expect the Polaris to be on sale, yes. Will they do bundles or packs? I would expect so. So a lot of the stuff is just speculation, but it's speculation based on what they've done in past events. I would expect as well that they will do this. They'll have an Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and that in November at the end of the year, and then in the middle of the year, with this event with the Fleet Week and Victor's Fleet Week, they'll have those 2 big ship sales then, and that is a big moneymaker for CIG in my opinion. I suspect they will make more money now than they have on previous Intergalactic Aerospace Expos, if they do this right. And it could be like they could run a real life event here as well, something like if they ever moved CitizenCon, I would expect it to be sort of like between April and now, sort of like my expectation. That just sort of makes sense, because otherwise they're having, I suppose they could, it does work if they have it as part of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So that's just my musings, apologies. What do you think we'll see at Drake's Defense Con Expo? So they're going to be trying to show their ships as militia and security force ships rather than pirate ships. That's the sort of the in-law reason they're going to call it Defense Con and stuff. So you'll see especially featured the Cutlass Blue, almost certainly. And that will probably go on sale again in sort of like proper sale, you know what I mean? Although it probably won't be ready until 3.10, but Barbie Yaga, thank you very much. Great work, thank you, very much appreciated. I love the money, great money. Thank you, my star. I don't know what to do. I've never known what to do when people give me money. I sort of act all sheepish, like I do want the money. Do you know what the range is for the quantum dampener that is supposed to come with the Cutlass Blue? So no. It's supposed to have a large range. That's all I'm aware of from the leaks. Will it be a variant of the Cutlass Blue that has it? Will it come with all Cutlass Blues? Will it just be a component that you can buy for it? Will you be able to change the cells out if it's got cells? Does it have cells? I don't 100% know. What do you think about the Origin Rover? Good, bad, or uninteresting? So this is another leak that was discussed. The Origin G12A Rover, which looks to be the Origin Rover that people wanted for a while, which is going to be basically a smaller Tumbrel, smaller Ursa Rover, but slightly more like the Tumbrel, so like a cross between the two. Yeah, I like the look of it. I think that's probably make people quite happy. Actually, I can bring it up on screen as well. Boop, 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 boop. So this is what they had shown for the G12A Origin Rover. See, sort of like a cross between the Tumble, not Ranger, Cyclone, cross between a Cyclone and an Ursa Rover. Sort of quite like it. Reduced profile, probably fit in a load more ships. Probably pretty good for exploration. Will you have a roadmap of when new features will come out for your channel? What do you mean? I do a roadmap for everything. Hashtag roadmaps for everything. Roadmaps go everywhere. Is the sale in-game purchases or for on the website or for both? So the sale should be, so there'll be a sale on the website. Yeah, lots and lots of ships on sale on the website. Bam, like they did for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. In-game, you should be able to go to the expo hall on ArcCorp at the Brevet Convention Center, and you should be able to rent any of the ships that are there on that day, I believe. I believe that's almost certainly how it's going to work. Will you be able to buy ships that are available in-game to fly, but are not available in game shops at the convention center? I don't think so, but maybe? I don't know. You'll certainly be able to buy them exterior to the game. But I hope that CIG will very soon start putting the new flyable ships that they've had over the last few quarters in-game. Like, I want to be able to buy a Carrack in-game. I mean, I've already got one, but, you know. Is it possible to exchange and upgrade ships with the exact price range? No. So if a ship's $750 and you want another $750 ship, you can't CCU upgrade it for $0 anymore. They removed $0 CCUs. People were massively hoarding them. Hey Board, one question. When Pyro will come out, will already have every planet and moon complete? Or is it going to be like Stanton? Okay, we don't 100% know. We don't know. So Pyro has 6 moons and it has 6 planets. And they're all, as far as I'm aware, the planets and moons, pretty simple. It's got a station, their ruined station, which is the major landing zone. It's got an asteroid cluster, and it's got a flare star, so like angry star weather. But the actual system's pretty simple and can be filled mostly with procedural content, and the procedural tech for building the moons and planets is pretty refined now. So it could very well have everything. It doesn't need to be finished to be released, though, if that's what you're asking. It depends on what CIG's mood is. Boop. Board, how do you feel about CIG continuously doing new thing but ignoring old things like ships and gameplay loops? So they don't ignore stuff. They do reprioritize stuff, okay? And they'll come back to it later. So that aggravates me no end. I've been on studio tours. I've learned a load of stuff that was like coming out. I've talked to Erin about like land claim gameplay, for example. They wanted at the end of 2018 to be in game, not the actual building of bases or anything, but the ability to claim a piece of land and then have laws associated with that. But they reprioritized, and they've done that with salvage, and they've done that with a load of other things. That is infuriating as hell. And certain things that they don't have, I get are more infuriating than others. Salvage is a big one. The start of the dynamic economy system and the quanta system, stuff like that. They are big things that I desperately want in game. They are working on them. There are some things though that are a little bit more erratic. Like they'll start on something and then obviously there's priority shift and priority changes, and they don't tell us until a little bit later than they should maybe. But yeah, it's infuriating and annoying sometimes. I still think the roadmaps are useful, even though they are occasionally not as accurate as I'd like. Dark Shadow, hey Board, love your videos. Thanks for all your hard work. Here's some more money. Cheers. Oh, thanks. That's a lot of money. Thanks very much, Dark Shadow, you star. So I was sitting... I've had a really bad back for the last week or so. I'm not going to be streaming too long either today because I've got some beef bourguignon that I'm cooking for my parents because my father fancied beef bourguignon. I was like, I will cook you some beef bourguignon. I think me and Zin are planning as well at some point to do cook all the foods from Star Citizen at some point. I had a stretch goal for it a while ago. I want to do that. I used to be a chef. I quite like food. I love food. I love food. Also planning to probably do like wine and alcohol testings and testers and pairings with games and ships. Be like, well, this Mantis is like a nice Merlot, and we will actually be drinking the correct appropriate wine. I like expensive wine and cider. I like nice cider as well. What are those security docks they added in 3.9.1 PTU for? Is this where we'll be able to get ships like the Javelin, Idris out in the future? So, large ship docks are going to be a thing in the future, like at, potentially places like that. There needs to be ships, there needs to be docks that allow for large ships. Like Crusader, for example, is going to have capital ship fleet docks. There are going to be space stations that allow for capital ships to land there, to be spawned there, to be serviced there. And one of the things we saw in... well, let me bring it up on the screen. Actually, bring it up from my channel. How good is that? Big teasers. So, show this on the screen. So, what you're talking about is probably here? No. Where would it be? Where did I talk about by joining point? I'm the worst. Why can't I organise my videos better? Why am I bad at games? Before then? It's before then. It's before then. Okay. So this is the space station by Genie Point above ArcCorp and Area 18. This has been added in 3.9.1's PTU and will be used for Fleet Week. And the expectation is that there will be a military AI fleet. So this is the section to the right, directly above me, is the bit they've added. And it looks like that. So the expectation is that Javelins and the UE fleet will be here because it's a UE Navy dock, and will allow them a place to spawn, maybe, but to rally to. So they'll go from there to the expectation is Area 18 or nearby, or the Brevet Convention Centre, do flybys, have fireworks going off, and maybe land. You can have a look at the ships, things like that, and they'll fly back up, and they do like parades and flybys. That's the sort of what's semi-expected now. I said semi. But yeah, they are larger fleet dock ships, larger docks for like military ships. Or the larger ships, anyway. Oh, Dark Shadow, thank you very much for becoming a board member on the Joining Bob. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I've not... Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll answer people's questions more if they give me money and join. No, I'm being right. Thank you so much for the money as well. And Dimitri, thank you so much. Are you stars? Oh. What else have we got? What are all... that's what we talked about. Hey, Board, are you happy with Theatres of War? So I can't talk about the specifics of the Theatres of War tests that happened on the weekend. So Eva Cardi were testing them, but that's pretty much all I can say. I played it at CitizenCon 2019. That wasn't NDA'd, though, so I can talk about it there. So I would expect Theatres of War to go into people's hands once it has... once it's out of its Eva Carti phase. I can't euphemize. I can't euphemism any better than that. But yeah, so at CitizenCon when I played it, really great idea, really quite good fun. Needs refinement. Network code let it down a bit, and it was on a LAN, so it needs refinement to that as well, and some animation refinement. General performance for a lot of people wasn't amazing, but stuff that I think is all solvable by CIG at that stage. So we'll see where they go, see when the next tests are, and that sort of stuff. But I can't talk about specifics other than I enjoyed myself. Yeah, that's all you're gonna get from me. Alien ships on sale? Question mark. I think we might see them on sale on the website, but it doesn't look like they're going to be featured at the actual expo. And it looks like Xylo confirmed that the F8 Lightning was not going to be on sale, but we should see it. It would be amazing if it's flyable at the expo. I was going to refer to it as the expo now with Fleet Week. Polaris CCU on sale? Don't know. Was the Polaris sold in limited quantity last time it was sold? If a ship is sold in limited quantity, typically it doesn't have a CCU. I have a lot of store credit and was wondering if the Star Runner will be available for purchase as an upgrade or as a standalone ship store credit. It will be at some point. Let's hope for it to be in Fleet Week. Actually, bear with me 1 second. Crusader's marked there. Crusader is marked on the leaflet. So yeah, I would expect something like that. Do you think CIG will allow us to assault the Invictus fleet above ArcCorp? So at the moment in 3.9.1, that dock that I showed you, that is a restricted area, and I would expect it to be an armistice zone around there as well. It'd be interesting to see some people will ram them and try and get in their way and stuff. I'm interested to see if they put in additional laws and stuff to prevent that. They might even make the ships invincible. Otherwise you're going to have people intercepting the ships, aren't you? Have they officially said no about the F8 being on sale? No, they have not officially said no. We only have Tyler Whitkins, Xylo's meme reply of no. So take that as you want. What about the Sabre Raven? It was available to be flyable in 2018, 19? So I don't think it will be on sale, but it will probably be rentable and usable. Do you reckon the Carrack will be one of the flyable ships during the week? Yes, I would expect so. It is a military explorer. What is the Drake defense con? I think it's just a twist for Drake to try and get their ships in lore looking like they're more for militia and security forces rather than for pirates. Or for both. Do you think Fleet Week is the best time to drag new people into the game? So, it's going to be free to play during the Fleet Week, so why not? It might not be for them at that time. Star Citizen is alpha. It is pretty buggy. A lot of things can be quite infuriating, but it's very pretty as a tourist destination. So if you're willing to take your friends around and show them the sights and do missions with them and stuff, great. I think it'll be a great thing. I'll get a refined tutorial up showing people... I'll crush my tutorial down into just the first mission, how to get involved with Fleet Week sort of thing. Probably. Something like that. What do you think it will take for us to be able to interact with everything in our ships, like food and drink in the Carrack mess hall? The iCache, and then some more refined stuff with that. You will be able to interact with a huge amount of stuff in the future. Do you think we will get... Oh no, let me just jump past you, Dark Shadow. Hey Bored, love your vids. Question, don't know if you'd answer this already, but I would like your take on this. What is your take on whether Theatres of War should be free to play or not? Thanks. I can imagine Theatres of War being free to play at some point to try and bring more people into Star Citizen. And I talked about this a little while ago. So I suspect that Theatres of War will be available for people, and Arena Commander and Star Marine. Anyone that's bought Squadron 42 or Star Citizen's Persistent Universe, that's my expectation with that. Will it be free to play? Maybe in the future. I worry about Theatres of War splitting the community if it's good, even if it's bad, because you get some people that want to play that, some people that see that, and then they will either stay that. It might take people away from the Persistent Universe, or it might put people off Star Citizen. So there is a little bit of a worry there for me, at least a concern, that needs to be handled correctly. But yeah, it could be free to play. At the very least, I think it will come with Squadron 42 and with Star Citizen's Persistent Universe. Do you think we will get a rework of the Blade, Scythe, and Glaive in the PU before the release of Squadron 42? So the Blade doesn't need a rework, as the Blade is the new model, but the Scythe and the Glaive do need the rework. Yeah, I'd expect them to probably be in before Squadron 42 is released. Not confirmation, just an I reckon. What ships do you plan on getting, assuming they're available? Good question. Cutlass Red, because I literally forgot to get one. Actually, I got a couple and then gave them away. So Cutlass Reds. Kind of want the Polaris. But I'm hoping they'll give it... So, a lot of stuff that I'm hoping they give eventually as referral rewards. I don't really know. There's a lot of ships... I mean, it's the title of the stream, what do you want? But what do I want? I don't know. I've got a lot of ships already. I've got loads of ships. And I'm quite happy to get everything else I want in-game, I think. If they had Titan suits on sale, I'd buy them. If they had... I've already got an Nova Tonk and stuff. I like ground vehicles, even though I think they'll actually be pretty cheap in-game. Got got a Pioneer, I've got an Endeavour, I've got the load of the big ships. I've got Orion, I've got Claimer. I do like the Polaris. I've got Batting Merchantman. I think I've got everything I need. And I don't want to take away the joy. I want an Idris. I do want an Idris. I want an Idris M, but I'd be happy with an Idris P and then get the K kit on it. Oh, I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want that I don't have. A Kraken. I don't have a Kraken. I probably want the Kraken Privateer. So if I had spare money, I would probably do that. But at the moment, really any spare money I'll spend on eating delicious food, alcohol, and sort of like looking after my parents to the best ability I can, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Just seems a bit sort of like indulgent to spend $1,000 plus on spaceships. I'll tell you what I will buy. If there's a load of discounted ship packages for giveaways, I will. I'll buy a load of ship packages again. If you buy a ship that's not flight ready, and are you given a stand-in? Yes, you are. If you go to my website, and you don't need to go to my website. Ship loaner matrix. Boop. That shows what ships you will get in the short term for a ship not being available in game yet. You see what I mean? A variant of a variant. Will there be lifetime insurance options available for ships? Good question. So typically if a ship package contains a vehicle that is, or ship that is new on concept or new straight to flyable that hasn't been previously on sale, then they make everything in that package lifetime insurance. If the Origin Rover is a item that they sell, and they probably will, it will typically have lifetime insurance, and then you can probably CC you up to the ship that you want. Also, ships that are over $1,000 come with lifetime insurance, I believe, as standard. We'll get a siren on the Cutlass Blue and retroactively be added to the Cutlass Red. I don't know about the sirens. There's obviously the cool flashing lights. I like the idea of being able to go pum, pum, or putting a different sort of like sounding horn on my ship. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I like it. Will we get to keep in any in-game merch like shirts, hats after the event? So, the idea is that items that you purchase in-game should persist on your account between major releases. So, that's not always going to be the case, and they probably will get wiped if you just buy them in-game eventually. But you'll probably be able to buy them with real money as well, which means they would be permanent on your account, definitely. So you better probably be getting them in both ways. If you want them on your account permanently, then you're going to have to buy them with real money. But you should have them persistent for a long time if you buy them in-game. Hey Board, what kind of insurance do you think they'll offer this time? So it's not Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, so it's not like the 5-year anniversary stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Because it's a new event. It depends on what they've got planned for marketing. Because of the G12A Origin Rover, they could technically get around that you could just buy that and then upgrade it to whatever you want and have lifetime insurance is my expectation of what a lot of people will do and what you'll probably be able to do. Sir Aggie, has the Corsair been confirmed to be purchasable during Fleet Week? It has not been confirmed, but I would expect it. I would expect most ships to be on sale. Anything that could be construed as having a military or support purpose. And the Corsair, a scout for military exploration? Question mark? But I'd expect most of the ships to be on sale on the website. Not all the ships to be available to rent in the in-game event, though. Do you think the Retaliator modules will go on sale again? Yes, I would expect them to. Ooh. Maybe. I want them to. I want the Retaliator modules to go on sale. Makes sense for them to go on sale. Have they said when the Ion and Inferno will be available to purchase with in-game money, or when they'll be flyable? They haven't said when they're going to be flyable. I would expect them to be on sale during Fleet Week, though. Do you think CIG will allow us to assault? We've talked about that. Why are Tavaran specialist slaves not a priority for CIG? Because I think they want to avoid the romance options. The Aaron Halo. What is to keep people from going over and under? I don't know. It's big. Maybe it just saves you time and effort. Maybe it's dangerous to go around like maybe there's pirates and stuff. I don't know. Do you use Julia Child's recipe for the beef bourguignon? I did look at the Julia Child's recipe. Have you heard anything on when the Inferno and the Iron might be talked about that? Should there be a Doom-style survival suit that collects water from your body? That's more June, isn't it? Rather than Doom. Since I've died in my cockpit waiting to go on a team mission, in the cockpit you can't take a helmet and drink. Oh, that needs to be changed. I didn't even think about that. Take water with you. I'd actually like the passive drain on water and hunger, especially thirst and water, to be a lot lower. So when you're doing nothing, when you're literally sitting in a chair, yeah, I want that you to be able to survive a lot longer. Question: I bought the Santok, $220 for 4x4 3 slot. Makes me feel like I've paid too much tax. Yes, so alien tax on exotic ships. That's literally what it is. How do I send you a content idea without posting it to everyone? Message me on Discord or contact at boardgamer.co.uk. Do you think that military dock at Baijini Point will become a permanent feature like the convention centre? I think those military docks are able to be just pasted on to other space stations and stuff. And I think it might be part of docking. So I think they will be semi-permanent assets. Will it be permanently attached to Baijini Point? I don't know. I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. With the addition of the new docks, do you think the Hull series may be coming along this year? So they have got docking planned, and I do think the Hull series could come along this year with that. Yes, that would be my hope. It depends on whether they've got the morphing physics grid stuff sorted or not. Thank you very much for the kind words, Dark Shadow. Very much appreciated. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to bio-roo. My battery's full. Not a euphemism. I was shaking my beef bourguignon. So at the moment, Zin, the girl that's going to be doing my editing properly, starting probably at the end of June, like properly working for me. She's currently looking at a short tutorial for Fleet Week stuff that I've given her the script for, and she's going to be learning stuff to be able to do that. If they want to do 100 plus solar systems, which would be a very cool, can't they start from the basic one? Like, okay, so they've done the opposite. They've started with one of the more complex star systems that gives them a big cross-section of their planetary tech and everything. So it's all finalised when they build up all the others. That's the idea. They've got a more refined pipeline, but hopefully much more detailed, better, longer-lasting stuff, maybe? There's a load of things you can talk about with Star Citizen's development, how efficient it is, because it's pretty slow, let's face it. Are you aware of any updates to the stealth mechanics? I see lots of components in-game, and the Prowler, of course, that have that as their focus. So, they are working on deeper scanning mechanics and passive radar stuff, so that, especially when I think physicalized components come along, signatures are going to be much more important with like those two things combined. So we will get something like that in the future where stealth components matter a lot more, and that passive detection and scanning and stuff is a lot more important and refined as a mechanic. Bitmus, do you think upgrades will be part of the sale? You should be able to. So I believe that you'll be able to CC you up to anything that's not a limited hull ship. Yeah, if it's a Idris or something, if it's something where they're selling a certain amount, they typically don't have CCUs for them anymore. Or might the sale price be restricted from upgrades to prevent? So yeah, typically if it's a hull that's going to be sold in limited quantity, then they won't have CCU upgrades for it typically. No ships for you. That ship / dry dock station, any reference in lore about such structure? I mean, there's large, like, shipyards and docks and things. We haven't seen them in-game before, though. What new vehicle and ship do you think might be introduced during Fleet Week? Well, we had leaks for the Origin G12A, sort of rover cross between the Cyclone and the Ursa rover. The Origin rover, and we're suspecting that's what the teaser was a while ago. And then a load of other stuff could go on sale, but we're not sure. I mean, they could reconcept the Redeemer, because we've seen pictures of the Redeemer now and things like that. Cutlass Blue makes sense for the Drake Defense Con, for it to go on proper sale. Because jump holes and wormholes are cosmic sphincters. Just don't worry. Any news about the Nautilus? No, but I would expect to see some cool stuff at Fleet Week. You're planning to melt your Connie down for a Carrack. Okay. I think that's quite a reasonable thing to do. I really love the Carrack. Do you prefer a straight-to-flyable ship or a Titan suit for Fleet Week? I would prefer a Titan suit. I'm really hyped about Titan suits. Do you think those new hideous Drake-looking turrets on the Mercury Star Runner will at least be retractable? I think you're about to change the weapons on them. Have some money. Thank you very much, DJ Brown. Appreciate it if I didn't already thank you. I might have thanked you, but you can have another thanks. Thanks. I'm glad Theaters was a thing from Murky Water. Get the casuals out of the persistent universe. Nice. Do you think prisons will have enough capacity to handle Fleet Week? Free tends to attract a different kind of player. No. Yeah. I'm hoping that people don't, like, misunderstand what prison's about. So I have to wait and see if, like, everyone's stuck in prison by the end of Fleet Week. Squadron 42 plus Tau packaged and sold on next generation consoles.
Finger guns from Texas. Pew pew pew.
Pew pew pew. Thank you very much, Steel Stark. Steel Shark. Steel Stark. Stark. Thanks. Appreciated. I had a bit of a meltdown there. Oh, you Star, thank you so much. It's possible that Star Citizen and Squadron 42 could be on next-gen consoles. That is a possibility. The sort of like landscape for gaming has changed in the last half dozen years. What potential do you see in Star Citizen's future? Do you think it will have everything a space life should have, like getting buildings and orgs taking over sectors? I think that will be at least part of what players do or try to do. There's certainly going to be people trying to lock down areas and lock down planets, lock down mining zones and stuff. And there's certainly going to be org wars over that. How exactly is the late game going to be handled? Org v org giant battles and stuff. I don't know yet. I'd love the idea that you have to, in the sort of like not UEE zones, in the sort of like more Wild West non-claimed zones and systems, you will basically be trying to target people's bases because you'll want to dislodge them from that area, and that's where they like maybe be manufacturing ammunition and fuel and stuff to be able to keep them in that system. So you have to try and find their base and then assault it and then to dislodge them. So I would expect to see big raid stuff. I would expect to see giant PvP things. Yeah. A lot of the stuff, I think, will be taken, or at least they would have looked at EVE and gone, what can we do with EVE-style gameplay, but in first person? And originally, I wanted Star Citizen to be like EVE 2.0, with walking in stations, #lol. But, you know, Star Citizen is its own beast, very much so. But I hope they take some of the good from EVE and some influences there, because there's a lot of good gameplay in EVE. Do you believe salvage will come soon? I'm hoping we see salvage for Q4 2020. That might be optimistic, but I want it. Super Matt Brothers, thank you so much for the raid. That is a big old raidy boy. Thank you. Cogs, thank you very much for becoming a member as well. A BoredGamer, whatever you are, I love you. Oh, you subbed. That's what you did. Thank you. How was your stream, SMB? And how are you doing? We need to, as soon as we're allowed out of the house, maybe not as soon as, but soonish after we're allowed out of the house, we need to organise something, a content creator get-together / Star Citizen, but not content creator one. But I want to get together with other content creators like you and Detox and people in the UK and Moist Noodle and have some drinks. Drinks can be my treat. But thank you so much, mate. Very much appreciated for the raid. Hope you're doing well. All good, mate. Excited for Fleet Week U? ? Yes, we can certainly do that. Let's do it. Cool. Yes, I'm excited for Fleet Week. I mean, I'm excited for anything that's new Star Citizen, gameplay and sales and everything. I'm genuinely enthusiastic about pretty much everything Star Citizen related, which is, you know, probably a bad thing when people go, does he have a critical opinion? Well, no, he's too much of a hype boy. #hype boy. JP Sandman, thank you very much for the sub. And Concentrated Bacon. PogChamp, hope to see you in the verse sometime. Thank you very much. Much appreciated for the love. You stars, thank you. And thank you very much, Ryan, again, for a big old raid. Big old raid! Don't know why I did that voice. It's good. Just did. Deal with it. Oh, I'm organising Org Spotlights again. So I need to start getting those planned this week. I just sent a couple of orgs some details of what I want to do with them. There's probably a couple of orgs I will revisit as well, because it's a good idea too. Cutlass Blue on the horizon. It's planned to be in 3.10, so the end of June patch, and obviously we're approaching June quite rapidly, and I would expect to see it at the Drake Defense Con on Fleet Week. Any news on the Polaris? No news on the Polaris, but I would expect to see it on sale at Fleet Week and potentially on the HoloViewer there. Evil Free, thank you very much for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. Oh, lots of people subbing and stuff. Cheers, son. Appreciate it. What are your personal feelings between the Kraken and the Kraken Privateer? I like the Kraken Privateer more because I like shops. I like the Banning Merchantman because it's got a load of shops. I like shops. I'm a shop boy. #shop boy. Would you rather see CIG flesh out the existing system with many landing zones, roads, and more diverse biomes? Would you want them to see expand the current density to many star systems? It depends on, does network code expand with that? Many star systems, if they can have hundreds of thousands of people in the game, or tens of thousands of people in the game, or thousands of people in the game. If not, then more sort of like refined, flashed out zones. Thank you very much, Max Beast. Thank you very much. You star. People subbing. Activizo. Activizo. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. The people I don't know the names of. Cradian. Thank you very much. Marprules. Mappy Rules. 21. Thank you very much. I don't know why you've all got weird names, but I appreciate you subbing because it gives me money, and I like money. I would love to get an Origin Rover to go with my 600i. Do you think they will put them together as kind of an Origin pack? Was the 600i Explorer supposed to come with an Origin Rover? Maybe? Maybe it will come as a pack. Maybe it will come as a little upgrade that you can buy during Fleet Week. With all the information... Oh, I've lost where I was! I don't believe that Battlefield upgrade kits will be on sale again for the Vanguards. I think they sort of like discontinued them effectively. Any idea what ships the Rover may fit in? It won't fit in the Avenger Titan. It's bigger than a Tumbrel Cyclone as far as I'm aware, but not as big as the Ursa Rover. So I've had a bad back for a while now. What else have we got here? What do you think about a Kraken privateer that lands next to a place like Jumptown and controls the illegal market in game? Would that be frowned upon? No, I think that's sort of like, that's some of the gameplay I'd love to see in Star Citizen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want there to be hot zones. I want there to be places like Jumptown. I want orcs to take them over. I want players to take them over. I want silly things to happen. I want emergent gameplay. But a lot of this stuff is quite fun to try and do in Star Citizen now. It's cool, but I want it all to work really well and be really fucking fun when the game's completed. And a lot of it going on everywhere. Hobo next door. Thank you very much for the sub. I couldn't work out what your name was. It broke my brain. What do you think the surprises will be? New capital ship. So we've expecting now to see the Redeemer on at least the Holo viewer. We're expecting to potentially have the Cutlass Blue at the Drake Defense Con. We're a new Origin Rover, the G12A. And lots and lots of other ships being shown. There could be some new concepts. There could be some new stuff beyond that as well. We're going to see the F8 Lightning. We're going to see it. It looks like it's not going to be on sale now. I want the Valkyrie! Any idea what ships the new... we talked about that. When are we getting 3.9.1 on live? Expect it for the Friday to coincide with Fleet Week. Keeping in mind that nothing's confirmed yet, but the expectation is most military ships. Do you think that they will have Javelins available in limited quantities? Yes, I do think that. You going to be rolling around in any of the Tumbrel Rangers? If so, which one are you favouring? Any of them, to be honest. The one that had the cargo. The one that had the cargo capacity. So the CV? Maybe? Knowing how CIG showed off their new shaders and how soon to be true ability to use different color schemes on your ships, do you think there will be the ability to change the interior colors? So in the future, I would expect lots of different customizations and modular changes and aesthetic changes that you can do in your ship. The 300 series, for example, you could do lots of different like color accents and changing the steering wheel on your ship and stuff. So I would expect quite a lot of stuff in the future. In the short term, I think CIG this week are talking a bit about ship customization and that we might have some more ship customization potentially with the painting of ships or at least more ship skins. Maybe they're just pre-made ship skins that we're allowed to see or use. They're going to talk more about that sort of like near-term customization of ship painting and that sort of stuff. So maybe it'll be something for Fleet Week we can do. It'd be great if it is. Thank you very much, Spurious ECG. Thank you very much. Found some bits under my desk. Appreciated. I will take your bits and I'll do something for them with them. I don't know. One of my mates is making me a money cannon, so soon I'll be able to fire that money into my face. When is the free fly? 22nd of... So this Friday. 22nd of May. It starts. Have the ship scanners been sorted to 3.9.1? They were detecting things. I'm not sure to what level they were detecting things. I didn't fully test. Any word on the X1? Because they seem to have abandoned it. I have not heard anything about the X1. Super Horn at $180. I think that's how much it was last time, so that's my expectation for this time as well. Oh, thank you very much. Someone, Nicole D'Angelo, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is that Batgirl? Are you Batgirl? Thank you very much for becoming a YouTube member. Very much appreciated. If it is you, then welcome. If it isn't you, then welcome. Hope you're doing well, whoever you are. Would you rather... Oh, no, Why these? Some of these questions are weird. Okay, admittedly, I have got AMA in the title, so I suppose fair point. Why did I get a crime stat for not stopping for a traffic stop when I did and had to pay 20k? Can I still get that money back? Or no, you are out of luck, mate. You are shit out of luck. That's what soul means. That makes more sense. Trying to work out what it was. So in 3.9.1, they are going to do it so it's not a criminal charge, not stopping, but I think it is still going to be a fine. Why do you think military docks were added to Everest Harbour and other major space stations in addition to By Journey Point for the event? Well, maybe they're going to be moving around between them. Maybe there's more things going on than we are yet aware. So yeah, it's quite possible that they will be doing a military parade around multiple planets or multiple areas. And there might be some cool stuff going on with that as well. Did you see the Unreal Engine demo? Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with their next-gen stuff. It's going to be really fucking cool. It's going to be a good few years before games are using it properly, though. Why do you think military docks were... we talked about that. Why do you think CIG doesn't loan the corresponding Vanguard for bucks in the meantime? I don't know. They discontinued bucks, I think is what the thing is. Will we be able to upgrade... So if you've got them on your account, they are just a pack of items that you can use to partially convert your Vanguard over to the other one. Will you be able to upgrade the black to the colourless blue? I would expect there will be able to be a CCU for it. But the hull is slightly different. So you won't be able to put the items of the blue into the black. You'll have to upgrade your ship. See what I mean? You got a killer PC. How does the game play for you? I don't really get many crashes. And I think I avoid a lot of the crashes because I play Nivacardi a lot, so I sort of get used to a style of play to avoid stuff, or you just sort of automatically do. What's the minimum recommended specs? So at the moment, you want at least a quad-core processor, sort of like Intel Gen 3 onwards is fine for i7s. AMD, you've got to be a little more careful. The last couple of generations, 3 generations is probably okay for AMD. Anything Ryzen's pretty solid. Well, not anything Ryzen, but you know what I mean. Star Citizen's going to be really scalable with Vulkan in the future, though, so it'll be much better on a huge range of systems. You need it installed on SSD, though, otherwise your loading times are deathly, and you need at least 16. Well, you need at least 12 gigs of RAM, but really 16. Although I have had people running it on 8. So. And then graphics card, you know, depends if you're running it at 1080p or 1440p. Will players be able to manufacture some stuff? So, to some extent, that is what has been suggested. There is going to be, they've mentioned crafting a couple of times now. They previously said that there was going to be ways of sort of like refining fuel and things like that. I'm hoping that we see a full crafting manufacture system that is player run, with like players being able to control factory nodes that then produce stuff. But there's going to be refineries and stuff in game, so I'd expect manufacture to some degree. To exactly what level of crafting and manufacture we're getting as players, I don't know. Do you think there's a real chance of getting Titan suits for Fleet Week? I mean, there's a chance. What is Fleet Week? How does it work? So on the 22nd of May to the 1st of June, there's a free fly event so anyone with a Star Citizen account, so you don't have to have a game package, you don't have to spend any money, but if you make a Star Citizen account, you can play in the game for free during that period of time. And then at ArcCorp in the Brevik Convention Centre, there's going to be every day or every few days different manufacturers with ships there that you can go and have a look at. You can go and rent for free and try them out during that period. And the idea is that get a load of people in, get people that are already in game being able to try out a load of new ships, and there's going to be like displays and some military flybys and cool stuff going on as well. Shouldn't ships have a transponder you can turn on and off? So if you are out of settle range and then come back in range, you're only seen as an unknown ship. It helps complete gameplay. Maybe? I'm not sure how they're going to do stuff like that, to be honest. Will you be getting your own custom ship shader when they become available? Yeah, I'll be making my own paint scheme for my ships, yeah. Have you seen the details for the free fly? It's in the com links and it's dated today. Oh, let's have a look. 1 second. Are there more details of... Oh shit, son. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sorry, I'm making weird sounds. So, Invictus launch week, free fly details. Bam. Let's link this to people. Invictus Launch Week, also commonly known as Fleet Week, is a period between Emancipation Day and Armistice Day that marks the beginning of the new recruitment year for the Navy. In addition to high-flying public demonstrations from the naval fleet, the galaxy's top vehicle manufacturers often utilise the festivities to showcase the ships and armaments they supply to the military. This year, official proceedings will be held at Area 18 ArcCorp, with spacecraft showcases at the Brevik Convention Centre and a special demonstration by the 999th Squadron. During Invictus Launch Week, everyone has the opportunity to see some of the VERSP's biggest and best and most iconic ships up close. Different manufacturers take over every other day, so keep checking back to be inspired by everything they have to offer. Most ships on display are available to test fly for free, so just selecting the ship you want and take it to the skies. Bam! Fantastic. Check out the schedule below to plan your test flights. Okay, so on the 22nd and 23rd of May, so every 2 days it changes. So 22nd, we have Tumbrel, RSI, and Origin. So I think there is all separately for vehicles, but you'll have these ships available to try out on those days. So the 22nd to the 23rd, the 325A, the Aurora LN, the Constellation Andromeda, the Constellation Aquila, the Constellation Phoenix, and the Mantis. So the ships that they are allowing you to try out and rent our military expo ships. They're ships that are at least slightly more geared to combat variants, to militia, to security, and that makes sense. So it's not just going to be every ship available in the expo hall, in the launch week hall, but it's possible that we will see, and we'll come to it in a second maybe, what ships are available to purchase on the website. I would expect a big sale, not just military ships, but it might just be military ships and the ships they've got here, and a few more expanded. But May 24th to May 25th, Anvil Aerospace, we've got the Arrow, the Pisces, the Carrack, the Gladiator, the Hawk, the Hornet, the F-7C Hornet, the Hurricane, the Terrapin, and the Valkyrie. The 26th to the 27th, we've got Aegis Dynamics, we've got the Avenger Stalker, the Renegade, the Warlock. So the Renegade is the actual skin and loadout variant of the Titan. The Eclipse Stealth Bomber, the Gladius Valiant, which is the variant of the Gladius, but no normal Gladius. Interesting. The Hammerhead, the Retaliator Bomber, the Saber, and the Saber Comet, but no Raven. The Vanguard Harbinger, Hoplite, Sentinel, and Warden for the Vanguards as well. On the 28th to the 29th, we've got the Argo MPUV, the transport, the personal transport one, personnel, the Freelancer Miss, the Mustang Delta, the Razor EX, the Reliant Tanner, and the Starfarer Gemini. And on the 30th to the 1st, we have the Buccaneer, the Caterpillar, the Cutlass Black, the Cutlass Red, the Dragonfly, and the Herald. So, expect other ships to be on display there as well, that won't be available to rent to fly. So you might see like the Cutlass Blue and the work they've done on it. There's going to be ships that are going to be shown on holo suites, and there's going to be military endeavours going on with this sort of like the 999th Squadron doing flybys, doing silly things like that, displays and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to see like potentially F8 Lightnings flying by and doing silly things with fireworks going off on at the very least ArcCorp Area 18, but also you might see some Idris and some other military ships, and the Javelin is what's sort of like been suggested. We also got This Week in Star Citizen. From May 22nd to the 1st, we're going to see some cool stuff. Public demonstrations, so the AI and NPCs flying around. So yeah, that details all the ships that are going to be free to fly for everyone. Today we published a schedule that details the ships that are going to be available to fly for everyone. This will help you get the most from this awesome display of military might and combat engineering, so check that out, plan your visit, and take in the biggest and most dangerous military vehicles the Verse has to offer. While the naval fleets make their way through the standard system and the manufacturers make their vessels ready for boarding, we'll also kick off 2 community contests. One will demand your most breathtaking flight performances, while the other challenges you to help the UEE find new recruits. So no matter if you want to demonstrate your ace pilot abilities or get crafty to support the UEE Navy, everyone will have a chance to win some fantastic vessels. Is there going to be a recruitment drive competition? Interesting if they do that, because I don't know what I'd do. At the moment, I've been giving my recruits to Patreons and VIPs. So I've got a randomizer. I just chuck my randomizer in my thing. I haven't been for the last like 2 years or so, and since I got my Javelin, I haven't been recruiting people to my referral code. So if there was a competition, do I think I could beat Morphologists? It started afresh as a number. I think I'd have a good chance. I'll have to think. I have to see if it's worth it. Otherwise, if it's just sort of like people can get vehicles for getting 10 referrals and stuff like that, new ones, then I just continue to give it out to my VIPs and Patreons and people I know and stuff, because that makes sense, right? But if it's like there's a competition with something that we could win, then I'd pause that briefly and try and win it. Maybe it's only like 10 days. I don't know. I don't know. So there's going to hashtag Invictus 2950. As mentioned today, we've published the Invictus launch week schedule. Narrative team on Tuesday is going to have a look at a former subscriber exclusive piece on space stations. Rest, relax. On Tuesday, we'll catch up with Brian Chambers for a Squadron 42 video update. Bam! And to cap off the day, we'll release a bit more information about the short and mid-term plans for ship paints. Tuesday, our big day for Star Citizen, oddly. Okay, Squadron 42 updates and short to mid-term plans for ship paints. Great. That's fucking awesome. Pardon my French. So let me link this to everyone as well. My bad. Boop. Boop. I've lost where I was. No, there we are. We're good. We found it. We got him. So yeah. Squadron 42 update. Much needed. See if they've got plans for how they're going to update us in the future for it as well. Nothing on Wednesday planned. Thursday, latest episode of Inside Star Citizen. Cool. They'll probably be talking a lot about Fleet Week and maybe some ships and stuff that we might see. On Friday, you'll see a roadmap update and roundup. And an up. Hey Google, cancel my alarm. Thank you. I will always say thank you. Sorry, it was about to go off. I need to shake my beef bourguignon. So on Friday, you'll see a roadmap roundup and roadmap update. Hopefully, we actually will see an update this time rather than no noticeable changes or no notable changes. Subscriber Vault, newsletter. I will also see an episode of Star Citizen Live with John Crew, Richard Towler, and David Coulson for a vehicle round table. Okay, so that'll be good. David Coulson, obviously, doing the flight model. John Crew involved with a huge amount of the ships. Richard Towler. What does Richard Towler do for CIG? I don't know. I don't know what he does. He is a technical designer working at CIG. And iRacing world champion, apparently. Cool. Anything else here hidden away? No. Okay. So, that's some pretty cool information. I actually very much looking forward to tomorrow now, so that we can get the Squadron 42 update, the ships and paint stuff. On Friday, we're going to have the Fleet Week starting. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're not having the Calling All Devs yet. So the next Calling All Devs, we should have something talked about salvage. So maybe next Friday, not this Friday coming up, next Friday, maybe we'll have a Calling All Devs talking a bit about salvage. That would be cool. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh no. To my cat. First time I think she's ever injured me. She went a bit feral when I let her bunny kick my arm, so I scratch her and then I rub her belly and she purrs and everything, and then she occasionally grabs onto my hand and then we'll bunny kick it quite gently, but she was bunny kicking my arm for about a minute and sort of semi shredded me this time. She's a monster. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool, right? Like, looking forward to Fleet Week. What else have we got here? Do we know what ships will be available to buy for Fleet Week? No. I think it will be a huge range of ships, not just military ships in my opinion, but expect the very least most of the military ships that, or anything that could be construed as a military support ship for a military, a militia ship, a security ship, anything that's combat focused, anything that's got like a military explorer like the Carrack, things like that will be on sale, in my opinion. So they haven't confirmed what ships are going to be on sale, but expect a huge range of them. Xylo did say that, did imply that the F8 Lightning was not going to be on sale for Fleet Week, but would be seen. Well, he didn't imply that, but we've seen in the media that it looks like the F8 Lightning will be seen by NPCs flying around. Without a coordinate system, do you get frustrated trying to find or get back to points of interest? No. Okay, so yes, because we need a coordinate system full stop, and I think that opens up a huge amount of gameplay, and it's just easier to get back to areas and places. But at the moment, there's so many other things that frustrate me in Star Citizen. It's in the middle of the stack. Will you be? We talked about that. Will we ever get more varied melee weapons? I believe so. I believe there's going to be other ones, not just daggers and knives. I suspect we'll have more improvised ones like broken bottles, swords. Maybe not chains and stuff, but I would expect swords and stuff. Sticks. They're supposed to be advocacy tools for stunning people. Tasers, basically, or stun sticks. If you packed, say, a reclaimer with explosive cargo and crashed into an Idris, will it do more damage? We don't know how that stuff's going to work, but I would expect anything that is not military grade, is not supposed to be ordnance, is going to be less effective than if you were trying to shoot at something or fire missiles at something. Do you see what I mean? So you go, I'm going to improvise an attack. It's going to be less effective than weapons. More random money. DJ Brown, thank you for the more random money. Thank you. That's my I've got money voice. Yes, I am Batgirl. It's good to see you again, Nicole. Hope you are doing well. What else have we got here? Corsair question mark? I'd expect it to be on sale during Fleet Week. But I'm expecting most of the ships to be on sale. What's up, B-Money? How long before CIG gets their hands on the Unreal 5 engine? Please no Niven joke. Please no joke. I expect 3.9.1 on live for Fleet Week for Friday. That's what I expect it to go live. What else have we got here? What career do you think will be next after salvage? Repair? They could probably maybe drone stuff, so maybe rearm, repair, and refuel in space. Maybe. Refueling? Probably refueling, actually, after that. So, salvage, then refueling, then rearm, repair, refuel. With drones. Maybe? Question mark? Repair? Question mark? It's hard for me to tell. They're all important, but it depends on CIG, what they fancy at the time. Any word on when CIG will give us the code for free fly event for new people to participate in the free fly week? No. No word yet. I expect we will see that on Friday. I will call you Batgirl, Batgirl. No worries. Oh Lord, sorry that happened to you. Oh no, it's not. I wasn't actually badly injured by my cat, but it's the first time she's ever scratched me, like at all. She's a sweet little. She desperately wants affection from me all the time. Thing that I think it's because she's got used to playing with a little laser toy that I've got that just automates and just spins around, but it's run out of batteries. So she's really in playful mood, and it's spring, and she's like frustrated. Do you think the Orion's laser beam could be used as some kind of Doomsday device? Not as a Doomsday device. I do think it will deal damage to things that get underneath it, but it is not a military weapon. I would not expect the mining lasers, when they are balanced fully in the game, to be particularly effective as weapons. But I think they will deal damage still. Chances the Tonk will be revealed during this free flight event? I mean, I think we'd at least see it on the Holo Viewer. When will they add the coffee machine and the ability to sit in chairs in the Carrack's mess hall? At some point. I would expect them to actually start putting more flair items and food machines and that sort of stuff and coffee makers in the game that we could purchase and place in our ships pretty soon. You have answered this already, but will they resell the Redeemer or lifetime insurance since it changed roles? With lifetime insurance. Oh, I don't know. If they reconcepted and resold the Redeemer, I think they could probably get away with selling it with lifetime insurance. Hull C sale. You could see maybe the Hull C as logistics ship for military operations? Question mark? They could probably get away with selling it. So, it's either so with the ship sales during Fleet Week, the actual ones that are going to be sold on the website, there's two things conflicting in my head. Either they're going to try and sell as many ships as possible, or they're going to have a slight more focus on the military ships and logistics and support ships for them. So expect at least logistics and support ships, and anything that can be construed as military security or supporting those roles. Lifetime insurance on War Bond Redeemer makes sense, if that. Christopher Grump. Just joined the stream, listening to you while playing, already enjoying it. Best of luck. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And thanks for your RON. Don't know what a RON is, but I will accept it because it's currency. Oof. When can we expect ship-to-ship docking? The docking feature is planned for 3.11, I think. Let me just check to make sure it hasn't been magically moved off the roadmap. Don't know why I'm talking like that. Yes. So, at the moment, 3.11, so the end of September patch is got docking, and that's ships docking to space stations and to other ships. Which potentially allows for the Hull C. Maybe. Question mark. This is Darren Lambourne, I think's music. Yeah, it is. Absolutely love Darren Lambourne. I love Jeff Zanelli, and I love the most Pedro Camacho, if that's how you say your name. Love you, Pedro. He's a good chap. Genuinely kind and inspiring guy, actually. The gap between the Javelin's head, is that for a laser, or is it just for aesthetics? There's big guns on the Javelin, but not like giant guns, not like the Idris's super rail gun. No, so I don't actually know the makeup of the Javelins weapons at the moment. Actually, they talked about the Javelin recently. Bear with me. That's where do you need point? Aha. So, someone said that the Javelin may well come with because originally the Javelin was basically sold as stripped down, didn't have components in it, sort of thing that you'd have to then get components for. But they sort of like confirmed a couple of times that the Javelin would come at least with systems allowing it to be used in the game without it like just being static until you gave it components. So components, parasite craft, and loadouts all included with the Javelin. That's what it looks like. Cool. But you will be able to change the weapons on the Javelin in the future once we have the Javelin in the game. Why do you think they have added more capital-sized hangars around the burst in 3.9.1? The Kraken might be making a show. I mean, they could be showing off some other ships as well, but it looks like they're having the 999th Squadron, showing off some F8 Lightnings, some Idrises, some potentially even a Javelin or something, sort of like flying around the various NPCs doing like parades, basically. Do you think the starter packs will be on sale during Fleet Week? I think we could potentially see some discount starter packs by like $5 or so. Now we have food and drink. How far away do you think the toilet is going to be? So that will be part of the hygiene system for the player status system, and I think that's probably not too far away. It'll be showers and the poo-poo pee-pee. Do you think the iCache is a needed feature in Star Citizen right now? It's hugely important. Yeah, it's important to be able to list all the components and items in the game, save their locational information, save all the stats about them in an efficient way that allows for significantly better networking stuff, allows for server meshing in the future, allows for dialing in a lot of stuff, allows for full persistence in the shorter term. JB Gaming, that's such a weird statement. They got picked up on my filter. That's so weird. You're weird. What are your thoughts on CIG changing things with patches and not putting said changes in patch notes, such as the Catalyst Black engine's sound change? I would like them to be slightly more detailed with their patch notes, including stuff that's like mission-based things and that sort of stuff. I don't feel that the patch notes are detailed enough. Have you looked at the Redeemer? Yeah, we had a quick look at the pictures of the Redeemer earlier. So the Rice Maiden grabbed these apparently. So we got the Origin G12A Rover. Potentially that might go on sale, and that should be viewable during Fleet Week. And we've got the updated Redeemer, which is very in lines with the original. Tails are notably different, but it's sort of like just been updated with a bit more refined and pretty. Still Aegis dynamics. I'm hoping that's on sale as well during Fleet Week. Right. I do need to dash off because of my beef bourguignon. But do I need to get a video out later today for Fleet Week stuff? I mean, how much? What is this? What was that new information? We got a This Week in Star Citizen. We got an Invictus Launch Week guide. They tell it. I could do a 2-minute update, Nuba Fire style. Maybe I'll do that in a little bit. Oh, look, is there any other major questions? They list the F7C. Do you think that will include the Super Hornet? I would expect the Super Hornet to be available to buy from the website at the very least. Strange that they didn't have the Super Hornet listed on the halls, though, wasn't it? Yeah. Don't know why. I would have expected they would have had that, though. Got the Saber and the Saber Comet. Maybe it's not an exhaustive list. Maybe it's a couple of issues on it. Exhaustive. Don't know why I'm taking my glasses off constantly. Is the PTU open to plebs? It's open PTU, so you just need to copy your account across from the RSI account section. When do you think repairing your ship with your own tools will be an option? So I actually think it could be something that they might try and get in for the end of the year. They've been working on subcomponents. They've been working on a cutting tool for the multi-tool. They've been working on a pull-push gravity tool for moving cargo, and I'm expecting they've got some more repair-y options for that as well. They've been talking about moving subcomponents and physicalized components, moving components out and putting them back in ships. So I think that's all part of the repair system. So the more basic hand repair stuff, and it's sort of almost connected to salvage almost. will the Mercury Star Runner and Hercules be on sale? Don't know for sure. I would expect at least the Mercury, the Hercules, to be on sale because it's sort of like used for military operations. I'd hope that a huge range of the other ships are on sale as well, like the Star Runner. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone watching today and asking questions. So these sort of streams, they're incredibly important to me for getting a bit of pulse on the community. I want to be able to talk to people. A lot of the stuff is, I expect this, or I reckon that, rather than this is a definitive answer. Sometimes I can give sort of like, I know that CIG have been working on this, or the last thing that CIG have said is this, or just give signpost people to the correct things. And I know it's a bit of regurgitation and stuff, but that's what the channel's about. It is about news, about information, and about talking about Star Citizen. So hope that was informative and enjoyable for some of you. If you've got any feedback, you can get me at contact@boredgamer.co.uk. You can get me on my Discord. You can message me. I'm pretty easily available to chat. Will there be some under $100 ships in the sale for low budget people? Yeah, there should be. I'd expect that potentially maybe the Gladius and stuff's only $90 and things like that. So I say only. So yeah, expect some under $100 ships. Expect potentially some. Huntress, I love your face. My girlfriend makes fun of your accent but appreciates your videos. Well, is that a little bit racist? I don't know. It doesn't matter. You've given me money effectively by subscribing. Thank you very much. Tier 2? I don't even know what that gives you. It's not. I don't know. It probably gives you something else. Huntress, basically my chief mod. Zin needs to talk to you at some point because well, I say she does. She hasn't said that. I want you to talk to Zin at some point because she's going to be starting to. She's going to be starting to work a lot more with me, and you're important to me, Huntress, because you're the only person that knows how some stuff works, and I love you. You're the best. I want you to know that you're the best. Yeah, I'm sorry, I went a bit crazy there. Did something else happen? Maybe? Who knows? Yes? No? Ooh. Huh? Are the 30k crashes server-wide, or are they individual? 30k crashes are a blanket term for a load of different disconnections, whether that could be a server crashing, that could be a client crashing, that could be a disconnection in between that. There's a huge range of errors within the 30k sort of banner. So it can be the whole server crashing, it can be just related to you. A lot of them have been fixed, or a lot of crashes have been fixed with 3.9.1, but there's obviously still more. Last question. Which non-M2 SSD do you recommend? I've been using M2 SSDs, so I don't know. I don't know any good standard drive SSDs at the moment. Sorry. I can ask DC what he recommends. Have you heard anything about when the Ion, or the Ares might be fireable? No, I haven't. They are working on the Crusader pipeline for ships this year, so, I mean, there's a long shot that they might be ready for the end of this year, but, I mean, that's overly optimistic. I just want to build bases with the Pioneer. When, BG? When? After server meshing, I would expect, so quite a way out. Right. Samsung Evo SSDs are the best. A couple of people have said that. Cool. Samsung Evo. Lots of people saying Samsung Evo for your SSD. Samsung Pro. Yeah, I know there is at least an M2 drive they do for them. I've got Crucial and it's been fine. Cool. Yeah. Right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, if you've got any feedback or anything that you want to see, drop me a message. I love you guys loads. You allow me to create content on Star Citizen, to talk about Star Citizen, to sit in a chair, play computer games. Yeah, and thank you so much for the kind messages about my dad and stuff. He's doing pretty well. But I'm gonna take care of my beef bourguignon. Oh, we're gonna host someone else. That's the one. Oh, I'm really looking forward to Fleet Week now. Lots of cool stuff. Yeah. Oop. Anyone interesting streaming the Star Citizens? I do appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. Hopefully Zen will really enjoy what she's doing. We are going to host Captain Burks, because I love his face. Hope he's doing well. Bam. Bam. Slash raid Captain Burks. And I will drop his channel here if you wish to join. Boop. Boop. Yeah, thank you so much, guys and girls, and whoever you are. Very much appreciated. Love your faces loads. I'll talk to you soon, and maybe get a couple of minute video up on the new Fleet Week information that's come up, and expect lots and lots and lots of videos Tuesday when the Squadron 42 and ship painting stuff info comes out. But take care, guys. Love your faces. Talk to you soon. Peace.